When did the DJing really take off for you? So you DJed for Prince and Madonna and P. Diddy.
Even Elon Musk. I think a lot of people invite me to, because I've got a level of discretion, even though I'm saying it all out here now.
Tell me about P. Diddy.
I was starting to play at private fetish parties.
Give me an example what a fetish party is.
If you think of an acid house party, it's exactly that same principle. Only difference is we got a dungeon and a medical room. We were filming in one of the mafia guys' houses in Prague. Gave us our own personal bodyguard who was walking around with a Luger gun. This guy was a bit weird because he had a whole Nazi regalia. I'm like, black man. I was doing illegal parties. I copied the warehouse style thing. Yeah, we had some funny times getting nicked and everything.
What's the funniest thing you've seen at a party?
Funny story. So,
Ron, have you ever seen anyone die on the job?
I'm gonna remain anonymous as I explain this particular journey.
Ron, welcome to the show, mate.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here.
Finally here.
Finally, yeah. I've been watching you guys for some time now, yeah. I've had a lot of my associates on.
We have, mate. I'm very much looking forward to this one. Let's roll the way back. How did you end up going from West Ham's ICF to getting the nickname Rubber Ron?
Well, I was brought up in Upton Park Road. So when I was at school, it's the maddest thing. I was about 5 years of age. This older boy used to take me around and try and beat up kids, right? And they said, and the thing was, you got to hate Millwall. I didn't even know what Millwall was. I didn't even know what West Ham was. So my first thing was being taught that you hate Millwall. Anyone that's called Millwall, I was like, didn't know. Anyway, as I grew up, got to the age of 10 or 11, and I started going over West Ham. So I met Cass over there and all the rest of them. So you know what you like. We started off in the North Bank.
Yeah.
Then went to the South Bank, then went to the West Side.
Yeah.
And then they got to a point where I realised, because I was going all the away games and coming back and then going clubbing. And I just thought, you know what, I can't, my life's got to change to go in the direction, because I got more and more into the clubbing world.
Yeah.
And I took it, I was a serious raver.
Yeah. But before you became a raver, what was that like being going to away games, West Ham, going to North Bank, South Bank with Cass and Andy Swaller and that lot?
Well, you know, because there's Danny Cassidy.
Danny Cassidy, yeah. He's got a story.
And Grant, yeah.
Grant Fleming.
So, yeah, I know. Yeah. So, you know, we were young guys, and I was there as support. I was one of the boys that went it straight. I was there as support. You know, we were part of West Ham, and you know what West Ham's all about, little groups from your areas. I was living in Hornchurch, so that was with all the Hornchurch lot. So we used to go on the coach together, on the train, everything together. And and then they did that hooligan film, remember? When Butch did the hooligan film. Yeah. I weren't on that, but it was interesting how the times had changed. Yeah. And I kind of fell away from going to football at that period for some time. And I got more and more into the clubbing thing. So
if it wasn't for the clubbing scene and the rave scene, would you have carried on, do you think?
I think so. I could have been dragged into it. Yeah, I thought I would have gone along with it because at the time it felt the right thing to be around. But then I got a moment in life. I just thought, you know what? I don't want to get nicked. I want to do something else, do something more. Yeah. And plus, I wanted to move out of Hornchurch. I was like, I want to go up west. I want to don't want to live in the suburbs anymore. Yeah. So,
what was it like living around that sort of neighbourhood around there, being black?
Black guy. Yeah. Oh, right. I have some funny stories of that. So, being brought up in Upton Park, I was there from up until I was 11. Yeah. So it's a very mixed area. Yeah. I mean, there was racism, but not on the level on par of anything. And then my parents wanted us to have a better education, better life. So they decided to try to get us in a private school. That didn't happen. Yeah. And then I decided to move out of Hornchurch. Okay. So I've walked into this school and they got a green playing field. I'm like, what the fuck's that? They got grass. Yeah. I only saw the grass over the park. Yeah. You know, we had our playing field was asphalt. Yeah. So I've gone into this school, and you know, maybe it's because when you're brought up in East London and you get a bit cocky and you know where you are. So when I went there, I didn't feel intimidated. I swear to God, I walked in that school and I just thought, you lot are a load of mugs. I thought, who are these? Yeah. Who are these people? But they used to send people around our house and knock on the door and ask for a glass of water and come in to see if we had tables, chairs, knives, forks. So we used to ham it up. We'd say, "Hey, put down on that guy. His leg's sticking out the pot." Right? And then the kids would run out of the pot. run out the house. So me and my brother and my mum and dad, my dad was my old man is the kind of guy you could have put him in the National Front meeting and all be arguing to take him home and have a chat with him.
Yeah.
Because he was like, he could cut through anything, just really quite clever. So when we lived in that area, I was like one of the only few black kids in the whole school.
Yeah.
So because I held my own, you got subtle racism. It wasn't overt racism.
Yes.
And plus, I married up with a guy who was a Spanish guy. Me and him clicked, and we both could handle ourselves.
Yeah.
So we stuck together as good friends. So we were left alone, mate.
Yeah,
and then obviously I started going to West Ham from 11, 12, 13. By then, all the boys that were in my school that followed West Ham, that was it. I was in the pack.
Yeah.
That was it. And actually going over West Ham as well then, there was a lot of black guys going over there. There was lots of little black firms over there supporting West Ham. It was a very unusual time.
Yeah.
Good
times.
Yeah, good. Mad times.
Yeah.
If you think of all the different areas used to row each other, Canning Town, Stratford, but come together on Saturday. Yeah.
Happy days.
Happy mad
So what
days.
was your movements then when you hit that sort of the club scene?
Well, what happened, obviously living down there, the main clubs was like the Lacy Lady.
Yeah.
And the Gold Mine. So we were Lacy Boys, Gold Mine, and then obviously we went in. We I remember waiting to a certain age to go from the Lacy and going to the West End, because then there was like clubs like Crackers, Jaws, which was used in Leytonstone. So we really was this group of East End boys that were going from east up west.
Up west.
We went up west, and discovered that whole world. And then we got more and more into it. And then eventually, 76, I did my first warehouse party. Yeah, that's when we were Zoobies. We become Zoobies then, because we were wearing all the different kind of clothes. I bought my first Sex original jeans out of Sex on the King's Road, 1976. I've still got them, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that was...
The King's Road was the place to be, right?
That was a place to be.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the whole punk scene in the Lacy Lady in 1975, 76, there was guys and girls putting safety pins through their jaws in the venue doing it. And then they used to have punk half hours. So you'd go in there and then they play half hour of punk music, everyone jumping up and down, moving around.
Where did you get the nickname Rubber Ron?
I was working with Nicky Holloway.
Yeah.
Who created, first he did The Trip, then Made on Earth, and then he did Sin. And whilst I was working for him at Made on Earth, we were... I said to Nicky, I'd started going to fetish clubs, and I met this artist guy, and he said, I've got this idea of doing a club. And I went, you know what? Because I was starting to play at private fetish parties, and I remember putting on, I've got a big dick. Remember that track? I got a big dick, the Acid House track. And then there was this geezer dressed up, fully encased in rubber, and he was doing that dance, Yeah. And he had the mask on and everything. I went, there's something here. There's something here, man. There's something here. So this guy Paul said to me, you fancy doing a club? And I went, you know what? We'll do a one-off. So anyway, the guy I was working with at the time, he got the ump. We went to do this club and he wouldn't allow me on his boat party. So I went, fuck it. We're going to do our own club. We started off Submission. And when I was starting it up now, I based it on the same policy, because I used to do run a warehouse parties in 1983.
Yeah.
I was doing the original warehouse parties all over the place. There was like Circus and we had a club. And
well, you were the promoter for it?
Yeah.
Okay, the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah. And Cass used to do my security.
Yeah.
It's called the Wireless Set. It's like we used to do in Rotherhithe Street in Bermondsey. And whilst we were creating this club, I realised that there was a real market for putting together what I was heavily involved with, which is in the acid house warehouse scenes. And I thought, why don't I put rubber into it and make this clubbers into rubber? Whilst I was doing it, I was still sort of doing bits and pieces with Nicky. And I went, oh, Nick, I'm doing this, rubber club. And Nicky went, Ron's doing a rubber club, Rubber Ron. And Nicky can't even remember him making that up. And I went, oh, and that was it.
Quality.
Yeah, so he's the one that gave me the name.
Give an example what a fetish party is.
Right. It's an interesting scenario, because the first one I went to was like in 1983, and it was a club called Matrix. Later on became Skin Too. I always get it which way round.
Yeah.
But I was always fascinated from an early age about erotica. I don't know why I was a freak of the week and that shit. I was a young learner from the age of about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by bondage stuff. I can remember like holding my dad's hand, walking up the escalators at Baker Street, and there was a girl in a miniskirt in front of me. I was looking up her skirt. I was about 6 or 7 for the perf stuff. And then, so the opportunity to go to these clubs, I'd heard about them, and I was working as a draftsman in Southwark, and what had happened was I walked round the back, and I walked past this door, and I went, hang on, there's something a bit dodgy in there. There's all these magazines. I went in there, and it was a whole shop dedicated to bondage stuff.
Yeah.
This guy goes, oh, do you know they do parties? I went, parties? What parties? And I went out my way. And then I found out my mate Steve Beach, who runs a thing called Westward Bound, he invited me down to this club Matress in Soho. So, and what I liked about it, there was a dress code. It was like leather, rubber, PVC, uniforms, fantasy. But the most fascinating thing, other than the beef, I'd never been to a place where the cross range of people was from like 18 up to 70.
Really? Is that right?
100%. I mean, if you were someone that went to Ibiza in the early days, the first thing you noticed was the age groups that were on the clubs. Because if you were in London, if you were in your 20s and 30s, you didn't see people in the 50s and 60s in clubs. That didn't exist.
Yeah.
But when you went to Ibiza now, everyone was there. Yeah. So that to me was the first kind of thing. But in London, the only place that kind of happened was in the Fetish Club.
In Soho?
In Soho, in Falkenberg Place, which is by Tottenham Court Road, next to...
So how does it work then? Are you just paying to get in the club? Everyone's dressed up. How does it work in?
There's different protocols and different things. I mean, there's like the fetish world is, as a term, is people that are intrigued and interested in materials of some description, which they have upon them, which turns them on.
Okay.
Leather, rubber, PVC, shoes, blah, blah, blah.
What's yours?
Everything.
Any day of the week?
No, my fetish has always been at creating environments for people to express themselves. That, for me, is the buzz.
Okay.
Creating a safe space. I mean, when I used to do the dark room, and when I used to do Bagley's, we had a room, the dark room, right? The only time I went in there was when I opened it up to switch the light off. And then when I come at the end to switch the light on, I'd never go fucking in there. It could be a sheep in there.
Was it complete free-for-all?
It's completely dark. There's nothing in it. Just a dark room with people, but it's one of those places. But some people want to be in a space where they can't see nothing. They don't know if it's boy, girl, boy, whatever. Getting up to mischief.
Wow.
Yeah. Getting up to mischief.
So I want to know. You go to a fetish party. You pay to go in.
Yeah.
How many people are there? You're talking 100 people, 50 people.
When I first started Submission, we started off with something like.
So the brand was called Submission, or the club was called Submission.
The brand was called Submission. Okay. Yeah, we started off with something like 75 people. And it got bigger and bigger, and we got to the point where I was doing a 500 male shot and getting 500 people turn up. I did 1,000. I mean, it was really and it was people from all walks of life, all over the place. All on the same mission. And obviously I was doing illegal parties. I copied the warehouse style thing. So you had to phone up.
Tweaked it to that?
Yeah, tweaked it to that. Okay. So the thing was, you'd have to phone up. And I knew that the way to work it out was to announce the time and the place after 5 o'clock on a Friday, because I knew that the council
wouldn't be able to jump on it.
They'd all gone on.
Yeah.
So, and because it was so underground, it was really great. And everyone didn't know where they were going. So we'd get everyone's money. We could have been right snide and just run off it. But they trusted us to take people on a journey. So I was taking over all kinds of unusual warehouses, spaces that you'd never dreamed there was a club going on. And then people walk in and going around, and then we'd deck it all out into something like yeah.
So what is it? What time would it start? What time would it finish? DJs, bar, what's it look like?
DJ is... If you think of an acid house party
in a warehouse,
think about, and then think of all the different areas you got. You've got the chill out. You got different. It's exactly that same principle. Only difference is we got a dungeon and a medical room and various other options in the cinema. I mean, we had some funny times. We got shut down. We got the police. I mean, obviously we're running illegal, but everything's illegal.
Yeah.
So we used to create, inside the space, we'd have the bar area, and then we'd have soft bar area, and then we used to hide the bar area. So if the old bill would come in, so a couple of times they'd come in and we'd section it off, and they're looking for the bar. And they'd either turn up on the door and they'd go, "What are you here for?" And we'd say, "Oh, it's a private party." Everyone in the queue would say it's private. One idiot went, "No, it's not." And of course, the police were trying to figure out if it was a private party.
Yeah.
But under a private party, you can get away with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And the police tended to leave that scene alone to an extent because it's very, very rarely trouble. I mean, really rare. You know.
What's the funniest thing you've seen at a party?
Oh, dear. Oh. Funniest thing. This is I'll keep getting caught out with people asking me this. We're going
like, what's the maddest thing you've seen there? Has anyone died at a party in any of the
yeah, that's a bunch. Yeah, I was I'm going to remain anonymous as I kind of explain this particular journey. Well, once upon a time, I was DJing in the West End. My mates phoned me up and said, "There's a really cool swingers party, and it's literally round the corner from my house in Maida Vale." And I went, "Oh, I'll come down." Anyway, I come down, and I got there about 4:00, and it was still quite busy. I flung a bit of wood, as you do, as you do in those occasions. And then it all filtered out, and there was only 4 of us left, the host and his partner, and my friend and their partner. And he'd been always trying to shag my mate's missus for years, and she wouldn't let him. So, but on this occasion, she did. And I said to him, "Isn't that weird? I thought you said she didn't like you." He goes, "Ron, you know what women are like, they change their mind." Anyway, the conversation got round to conversation about how they got in the scene, the couple, and we're talking away. And she said, he liked a bit of chisel, the chap, you see. And she kept saying, "I keep telling him he shouldn't be doing that stuff." I goes, "Why not?" He goes, "Well, my dad died at 42. My uncle died at 42. I said, "How old are you then?" He goes, "Oh, it was at 42. I didn't think nothing of it." But the universe has this amazing way to tell you to get the fuck out of Dodge, right? But I didn't listen because no one ever does. And I just decided to smoke another joint, fall asleep. Everyone will laugh when they know because all my mates know I fall asleep anywhere. So I kind of woke up to this guy shagging his missus. You know? Now and I'm looking.
What, he's shagging his wife, you mean?
He's shagging his own wife.
Well, okay, yeah.
And so the guy that's father died, his uncle died, he's now shagging his own wife. Yeah. It's all good. But they're like mental. It's like a fucking, like a rocket going off it was. I was like, look, you're going, Jesus Christ, he's going to kill himself the way he's going there. Anyway, he kept smashing and smashing away. And all of a sudden, he's kind of pulled out, juiced over her back and collapsed on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought, mate, I was like, I stopped fucking about. I thought he was mucking her out. And then we went over to him and he wasn't moving. And then we went to the kitchen and got some water. His wife started screaming and I got the phone out. Of course, I got the phone out and called the fucking ambulance. I'm thinking, what the fuck's happening there? Anyway, the ambulance was only 2 minutes away. I ended up being the doorkeeper, opening the door to 3 sets of ambulance people whilst they tried to.
Oh, man.
And he was, he died. He actually, well, it's sad, but he passed away. But it was quite surreal. And the next, I was really traumatized. I mean, walking back in the flat thinking, that's it, my life's over. Being a selfish bastard going, oh, I'm not worrying and thinking this woman's just lost her partner.
Yeah.
And, then the next day I phoned her up and she was like remorseful, but not really quite upset. And then she went to me, well, she said, not every woman can say they shagged their husband to death.
Wait.
And I went, what? She goes, I can still feel his hot on my back now.
It's not just...
Whoops.
My God.
It shouldn't really be said, but yeah.
My God.
Yeah, dumb. You're laughing your head off.
Yeah. My God, they're mad though, isn't it?
It was crazy. So many anecdotal scenarios of funny things, people getting dressed up, people getting caught out, people just, like a 6'6" guy and he's chatting to me. He's got a full beard. He's got a little mini skirt on high heels. And we're going, all right, Ron, how's it going, son? I'm going, all right, sweet. And you're like, how's it going? Big cool. Yeah, right, laters. Turns around, walking away and his ass is flattering in the wind. And you're just like, oh, all right. I'm continuously, ever forsakenly getting shocked by the scene.
Yeah.
There's always people coming up with something else I've never seen before.
Yeah.
I think that's really odd.
And are you like, wicked, go for it, good luck to you?
I'm
amazing.
As long as it's consensual.
Yeah.
And what's radically changed, I suppose, is that before it was self-policing, seriously self-policing. If someone was out of order, but because before the people that were going to were real devotees of the scene and very underground, then it became much more commercialised. Now it's everything's fucking...
Like Killing Kittens.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Styly.
Yeah, well, Killing Kittens is not a fetish club, it's a swingers club.
It's purely swingers. Okay.
That's a whole nother genre.
So I'm trying to get my head around this. In a fetish club, is it still swingers as well?
There are. I mean, a traditional... When we started, there was... I had 2 or 3 different clubs going at the same time. I had one club, Submission, which was strictly fetish. Yeah. Then I created a thing called Cafe Ensemble, which was a cross between a fetish world and the swing world. Yeah. So they go dressed up, but they can take their partners with them. They can take their partners with them. They just were more inclined to get up to mischief. Okay. So, a bit of the old, as I think, in, out. Yeah.
But fetish, what are they doing?
In the fetish world, predominantly it's a dress code and it's also practicing BDSM, so it is whips and chains and going. I'm making it sound really basic, but it's not. It's quite a sophisticated journey. There's some very serious people that take it to the nth degree. Okay. Oh yeah.
And what sort of thing you seeing in there? You're talking about bondage. Thing where there's people spinning around in the
wheels. There's everything. Yeah.
Explain some stuff. What you can visualize.
There's you could be bent over and being strapped and wicked. You can be blindfolded. I mean, the combinations of what you could do is down to you. I mean, it can go quite extreme. Okay. But it's down to the level of acceptance between 2 people. Yeah. Or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or even more.
And do you get involved every time you throw a party?
No.
Or are you grafted?
No, you're grafted.
Okay.
You've got to be eyes and ears all the time. Yeah. I enjoyed always was the after parties that I had nothing to do with, just turn up and just relax.
Have fun, yeah.
But when you're holding a big party, I mean, at Bagley's, when we were doing, we're getting up to like 2,000 people a month.
Right, in Bagley's.
Yeah.
I used to love Bagley's.
Yeah, man.
I never went to one of those sex parties or parties, none.
Yeah, we did Agent Provocateur's first ever fashion shows with us.
Is that right?
Yeah. We had everyone there, man. John Paul Gaultier. We had, who's that really other big English designer? I mean, quite a few. Yeah. They were all there. They're all passed through the portals of seeing what's going on. Mm. And then the fashion world's very inventive as well. People going there, be free. I mean, it's free. The good thing about it was a club where girls could go dressed up with just a pair of hose
and feel safe.
And feel totally safe. Yeah, guy might want to go up and try and chirp her, and she'll say, "Oh no," and he'll go, "Okay, darling," and because everyone's trying to find the right match, the right people. Obviously, some of the new people coming into the scene now, they think because it's that world that anything goes, and they're like, "Well, why are you here?" And it's like, "Well, actually, no." Yeah. So there is a lot of people that have infiltrated the scene that don't actually understand the real etiquette and rituals involved in having a successful.
How many years have you been doing this for? Throwing parties, fetish parties.
I did my first fetish party I did my submission. First party was 1989. Yeah. And so I've been going to fetish parties since 1983. Okay. So it's a long time.
And still doing it now?
Yeah, I'm still doing it. I've just come back from DJing. My friends run a massive club in Holland called Wasteland. So I've just come back from that. That was good. Yeah. Yeah, DJing there. That was fun.
So when did the DJing really take off for you? Because I know you've DJed for Prince and Madonna and P. Diddy.
Even Elon Musk.
Elon Musk as well. Have you?
Yeah.
And you go out as DJ Rubber Ron.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been DJing I was a resident at the WAG Club and quite a few other clubs for a long, long time. And I was obviously with Nicky and Danny and everyone. When Nicky was doing the Astoria, I was one of his residents there with Mr. Gary Dillon, Councillor Dillon now, our girl, Cal. Yeah. Well, Gary, me, Johnny Walker, Paul Oakenfold, Pete Tong, everyone. We were all playing for Nicky at the Astoria.
And Johnny Walker, what's up with Johnny Walker?
You know Johnny Walker that lives in Spain now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still friends with him?
Well, I'm not friend with some of his ideals, but that's his opinion, I suppose. Yeah. But all the rest of them still, if we see each other, it's, "Hi, how's it going?" It's nice to see how they progressed, like Coxie and where they've all gone to. Mm. The boys have done well.
Done good, haven't they?
Yeah, really well.
What was it? So how would you explain your 20s? Rubber Ron in his 20s.
Well, 20s. God, I'm trying to remember it. It's a long time.
How old are you today?
67 now.
67.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yes, hasn't it?
67.
You've certainly lived an eventful life, man.
In my 20s, I was clubbing. Me and my mates, we were called the Princes of Darkness. We were doing 7 nights a week.
Yeah.
I was a civil engineer, so I used to go clubbing, and I used to climb over the buildings into the site huts at like 5 a.m.
Just to clock in.
Yeah.
How would you explain the London club scene in the 90s for you?
Wow. When the house scene started, and it split into all the different genres, the trance, the hip hop, the music cultural scene. I mean, it's got the house side, the hip hop side, the soulful side, and then the house thing just split fragmented into so many different aspects. Yeah. So I was always on the more soulful side of things. So I stayed in my lane, but in that period, I was kind of developing the attitude. I was working. I was DJing for a thing called D-Mob. I don't know if you remember. I've heard of them.
No.
D-Mob were the pre-runners of the really ultra cool underground warehouse scene. In fact, I was DJ for them when they used to do some PAs. They go, we got this girl from New York's coming in to play. I'm like, oh, fucking who's this time? He goes, some bird called Madonna. I go, who the fuck's Madonna? Anyway, she come along. She played us. I said, what the fuck's that, man? What the fucking noise is that? I couldn't wait for her to get off. I said, she can't sing. She's out of tune, out of pitch, out of key and everything. And then years later... But I'm respectful to her. I mean, what I loved about her that she adopted whatever subculture that was buzzing. Yeah. She took that music and made it popular.
Yeah.
Or whatever style it was in, whether it's Vogue, all these different things. She was very clever of being on the pulse of contemporary music and making that contemporary music commercial music.
Popular, yeah.
She was very, very good at doing that. Yeah.
Probably the best.
One of the best.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
So going through your world then, so in the 90s, you were going in the rave scene, the party scene, the club scene. When was it when DJ, you go, I need DJing in my life? When was that?
I think when I was 14.
Really early doors, was it?
Always had a massive record collection, always. I just progressed, started playing at places. I can't even remember how I was resident at the WAG Club for many years.
Yeah. And explain the WAG Club to the listener.
So the WAG Club was created by a guy, Chris Sullivan. And he was in a band called Animal Nightlife. Oh, no, Animal Nightlife, Jesus. Blue Ron Elliston, not Animal Nightlife. Animal Nightlife was our other friend's band. And he was from Wales. He came down and he had a rich history of music. And he was going to all the early soul clubs and funk clubs in the 70s and the 80s. And in about 1983, I think he created the WAG Club, which was on the site of the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Which is?
In Soho.
Right in the mix.
You're right in the mix, okay. Yeah. And that was really aimed at the fashion-conscious, really cool guys and girls of London.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wouldn't let suits in and people like that. It was a very much, people going there knew their music.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really, really understood their music.
Is there any other clubs that really stand out to you around the world that you've played at or been at?
One of the most influential clubs for me, I was a recording artist, and I ended up, as an interesting story, I blagged a record deal with Virgin. We blagged a £450,000 record deal.
450?
Yeah.
Go on.
In 1985.
Go on.
So...
I thought you were say like a 40 grand deal, not 450.
It's
back in 85.
Yeah, so we used to go to the Beetroot Club, which was the home of the alternative scene. That was the whole,
And where was that?
That was on in Greek Street, Soho, and that was the New Romantics. So after the punk thing kind of changed, there was that hard look time when everyone was wearing ripped jeans and everything. And the Beetroot had a combination of people in suits to people in ripped jeans and blah, blah, blah. And I had a really great DJ, a friend of mine called Steve Lewis, who was also managing a band called Animal Nightlife. And he was signed to a record label called Innovision Records. Innovision Records was run by a guy called Mark Dean. And Innovision was part of CBS Records. Mm. He'd been given a label because he'd found some really big artists and put onto this small independent label. But I think he got a bit cocky, and Steve was getting pissed off because he wasn't giving him a lot of attention. Anyway, Steve had his office in their office, and he was playing some cut up hip hop with Stevie Wonder. And the guy walked past the room, and he goes, "Fucking who's that?" He goes, "Oh, it's Black Britain." He goes, "Who are they?" He goes, "Oh, they're a bunch of black geezers from East London, and I'm the only white person they speak to." And the guy went, "Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, they could be the next trend. Bring them in, bring them in." So I was at the time a site engineer working down in Hampstead on a building project. So I had my donkey jacket on, my white shirt, tie, afro. I've gone in as locally from one of the Black Panther movement, and we had a meeting with this record company guys. So I brought my mate Gary Baker, Gary, the musical genius. So me and him had turned up. Obviously, we didn't speak to the record company guy. We'd whisper in Steve's ears, going bollocks, 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 bollocks. Then Steve would speak to the record company. But anyway, we did it for about 35, 40 minutes, and we left. And then Steve went, "You won't gonna fucking believe this." So I goes, "What?" He goes, "He thought you were really charismatic." I said, "Didn't say fuck all." Anyway, within a week, every record company in London wanted to know who the fuck Black Britain was. So I turned around, I said, "Listen, fuck it, we might as well form a band." Yeah. So by genius, we went away. 3.5 months later, we were playing in the WAG Club, and there's 5 of us in the band, 3 black guys and 2 white guys. We had the white guys, you couldn't see them because they were white. Yeah. And we ended up getting a £450,000 record deal. And then we ended up going to New York. So that was 1985. So whilst I was in New York now, I went and got really influenced in terms of clubbing. There was a club called, there was a club called The World, Save the Robot, Area, endless, amazing clubs, especially Area was a club totally theatrical. You walked in there and they transformed the club every month, for every 2 months or 6 weeks. And we were at one time went there and it was all done out like fairy tales. They had a Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall and he fell on the floor and then he bent off pieces and it all went back together and he climbed up on the wall. They had a dragon in the pit. I mean, real theatre.
Proper innovation back then, isn't it?
Yeah, real theatre. So that club influenced me when I started Submission now, because we ended up having a props company as well. That I said every time we do the club when we're in Bagley's, we never wanted it to look the same ever. So every time you came to that club, it was a complete themed space. And
did you own all that gear?
Well, we had a props company.
You did?
Yeah, props in Sydney.
So every time you were going and throwing a party, you were making sure it was the
best. Yeah, I used to go down to Pinewood Film Studios and get all the props and scenery pieces from there. And I used to do other people's clubs as well at that time. So we were doing quite a few clubs. I did a lot of stuff for Steve from Twice as Nice. Okay. We used to do all the deco for him. Yeah. All the years for a long time.
Where else has DJ taken you?
Over
the past 40 years.
Taken me all over the world, actually. Yeah.
Tell me some places.
God, well, Ibiza.
Yeah.
See,
we'll go into that in a moment.
Germany, Italy. I did a lot of work in Italy, playing in Puglia down in the south, which was phenomenal. That was really good. And then obviously working in the studios with various artists. When we were in the band, we supported Paul Weller. When he was in the Jam, I did Wembley, and I went up. Remember, I always wanted to go, "Hello, London." Hello, London. Fucking well, Joey. And then we did, and supported Peel, which was fucking brilliant. And John Lydon was a maestro. Yeah. And then, lucky for us, our relationship with most support bands and the main bands is like them and us, but we knew all the guys in his main band. And so it was a real amazing tour. Yeah, we had some funny times getting nicked and everything.
What for?
Funny story. So we was playing in St Austell actually down the road, and we were staying in a motel, and we were all in the room, and the tour manager and the boys were smoking the joints and everything, and we said, "Oh, go to reception and get the guy to bring in some drinks." Anyway, so the boys are coming back, and they come back with a box of biscuits. I went, "Where the fuck did you get that from?" He goes, "Oh, fucking, we chawed it from the fucking night." Which I went, "You cunts, what do you do that for?" And the guy was really nice. He came in, he was, "Hello, boy." And then he just stopped and he just looked down, and I went, my mates didn't tell me until after he'd gone. I goes, "Why has that guy got the ump?" He goes, "Oh, we nicked his biscuits." "Oh, you idiots." Anyway, we half went to bed. Next minute, in the middle of the night, we got raided by about 40 old people. And he nicked all the band. And the funny thing, the guys that all got nicked were the white guys in the band, and the black guys come down to breakfast. and our band, including the tour manager, had been captured. So we ended up playing. They got let out and they come on tour. I mean, we held our own with that band. Anyway. Yeah.
Tell me the places you went on tour with the band.
With the band, we did the tour of Europe.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah. We visited every whorehouse. No, I didn't.
Honest.
We called it the Harry Monk tour.
Yeah, so it's called. That's what it's called. Quality. What place did you do then on tour? Who was your manager at the time?
My manager is a guy called Julian Bentley, who's got his own law firm now. Julian, I'm not going to grass you up, mate.
So he organised the whole tour, and you went what?
What happened was, we were good friends with Spandau and really good friends with Animal Nightlife.
Spandau Ballet?
Yeah, so all these kind of bands, we were influenced by them.
Yeah.
And one thing they all had young, cool managers.
Yes.
So we sourced out our friend Julian, and he hadn't done management before, but he had a different approach to everything. So the greatest tour, I think, was the one when we went to Ibiza.
Yeah.
So that was the first time. That was 87. We went there with our band and another band called Midnight, and there was a guy called Gavin Ridsdale, who's now in Bush, and Sasha Putman. They're in this band called Midnight. So it was our band and their band, and our first gig was at Coup.
Was it?
Yeah.
Then Privilege and now Universe.
Yeah, now Universe, which I've been, obviously.
I was there last week.
Yeah, I was there last week.
Yeah, Carl Cox on the Sunday.
Ah, yeah.
Fun club, innit?
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, if you're under 30, it's fantastic. At my age, I'm like, what the hell?
It was like £84 million they spent on it.
Jesus.
It holds 10,000 people.
What?
And it's a proper operation. I went there thinking, 10,000 people. This is going to be way too big for me. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it's
all aircon, they ticked every box. If you like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Midnight till 6 a.m.
Definitely good. So our journey there. So the maddest thing was with
Coup Club was blinding, by the way.
Yeah, Coup had half a roof.
Yes.
So when I first went there, this was before Privilege.
Yeah.
It had half a roof. It's very kind of esoteric, the really flamboyant, weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
And they gave us our own bar, which is a Coca Loco bar.
Yeah.
And they came out giving us goodies, right, and drinks. And they said, we got this drink for you. And we said, what's in it? And they said, X. And we're like, you can't take X in a nightclub. We're all like, because we'd been taking that from the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
But there was no correlation between that world and club music. It was about going around someone's house as a group, stroking each other, talking about world peace and being a hippie, and listening to Terry Riley and all this. And then so we're in there. It was organised by Rusty Egan. Rusty.
Chat to him the other days. I want to get him on.
Yeah, get Rusty. Yeah. So Rusty organised our bands to come out there, and with another girl called Gabriella that we used to run a model agency called Take Two. So it was like 150 of London's movers and shakers and bands and everything. And we were there, and they had this drink, and we're like, they went, no, take this, go onto the dance floor. We're like, what? Go into listen to the house music. And then we went. That was it. That was the first, I believe, was the first time that a group of English people en masse got indulged in that particular genre.
Yeah. And that was, you were the early taker. What did you say,
87? I think the week after that, Danny and Nikki and all the rest.
Danny.
Ramblin'.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was with Danny last week.
Well, yeah.
At Tanit. I was at Tanit on the beach.
Oh,
yeah, mate. We were there. He's coming on next week, in fact.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Daddy.
He's a good lad.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He DJ'd for us. I mean, most of them have DJ'd for Submission at some point. Yeah, I'm sure he'll have some stories to say about that. Yeah.
Tell me about what you loved about Ibiza in the late 80s and what you've seen over the last 40 years.
I've got such mixed emotions because it's still got that energy. It's still beautiful. That island is I call it Devil's Island in one way because it's got this energy which is so powerful that if you go down the dark side, it takes you down the dark side. Then it spits you out. Yeah. If you go down the spiritual side and you're pure, but it can corrupt you. It can corrupt you. And what I've noticed now that the factor that's the main thing. Before there was always wealthy people there, but they were in the back. Yep. They weren't at the forefront.
Yep.
And the clubs are based on people on the floor, not based on people on the table.
Agree.
So the table was there, but it wasn't a big thing.
Agree.
And there was a small minority of people who wanted to be on the tables. And everyone else, if you think of the class of, say, from the class of mid-80s to the 90s, so the class of 96, 97, 98, those people, they're still friends with each other to this day. If you find most people that are, you'll find that they were so into their music, so into being in Ibiza, going all the different clubs at different times, you know, being in space at 8 in the morning, having a cup of tea and a croissant.
On a Sunday.
Yeah. And then going all the way through and then going to DC-10.
Yeah.
So
that scares me even thinking about what we used to do. Go to DC-10.
DC-10, yeah. So it has become so expensive.
Very.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was there last Saturday and last Wednesday, and we were looking around, and it was Wednesday afternoon, evening. I said, this island, this week of July, should be mobbed.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah.
And I just thought it's really changed. That means the different levels of the upper levels have increased.
Yes.
But the lower levels, which is the engine,
lower,
it's gone. So
it's going.
And going. And so there are places that are busy and the other places are not busy at all. Yeah. They're really suffering because it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
People can only go there 2 or 3 days a week when people used to go for a week.
5, I agree.
Now, I mean, God, you know, the villas are like
crazy money.
Really ridiculous money.
Crazy money.
Yeah, really through the roof.
Yeah. Like some villas are like 20, 30 grand a week and stuff. And where is that coming from? 50 grand? Like
50?
Wild.
No,
wild.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
There's villas there going at 150, 200.
But I'm saying if you're a normal bod,
normal
bod, you're looking at 20. You ain't going to be at full day. You're going to be able to afford a ton 50 for a week.
Those villas that used to be £3,000 for a week 5 years ago, and they're literally £15,000, £20,000 a week.
Yeah. Madness, isn't it?
Yeah.
But have you noticed a lot less people on the island?
Yeah, well, I've got friends that have been living there, working there, and there is a definite downtrend en masse. But what seems to have happened, there's a hell of a lot of Americans on the island. I don't know if you noticed that.
A lot more than normal.
Than normal. And there's a lot of other people from all over the world going there. Anyone that's got money seems to want to go to that island.
Yeah, reputation.
Yeah, to get like...
And it's the most beautiful girls in the world on that island.
Oh, God, yeah.
Wild. Wild, right? Like you'll have 20 different nationalities. Yeah. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a better island for good-looking people.
No, not at all. And it's still got that energy, which is unique. But, I mean, you can still have a good time. But, I mean, I think the demise is when Bora Bora went, which was like
a free
space.
Yeah.
But you could still buy at the bar, but you could go to, you know, the supermarket
at the road, corner,
go onto that beach.
Yeah. And have it.
And then at the same time...
That's gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we had lunch in there, and I mean, it's beautiful, but it's like the whole of that beach is...
But do you think it's like us lot going, when we were there in the early 90s and we've been going for the last 30 odd years, it's changed? Is that just been like what our parents would say about stuff, going, it wasn't as good as my day?
Well...
Like, I don't want ever to be one of those people, because I think the island's magical. It really is. But if you're going into Pasha and that main whole floor is all tables... You're losing the vibe completely.
100%.
Like, I'm going there and I cringe when I see everyone on tables. Why are you on a table having champagne and vodka? You can be dancing.
A few years ago, I wanted a campaign called Burn the Rope. I really wanted to do
it. Oh, you wanted to do the campaign?
I wanted to do Burn the Rope because...
Is that what it was called?
I wanted to burn the rope because I just thought, before, you didn't need a rope because someone would just not go on someone's table. They'd have manners not to go and sit down on someone's seat, But now they polarize it so much. You've got to be. I mean, my mate's a camera fat, so been seeing them play. Now you've got all these different wristbands to go. This bit, that bit, scanners. It's a whole industry of control, completely control wherever you go.
But is that squeezing the middle class and the lower class out?
Oh yeah, 100%. It is. It is. So where before, if you was in a group and you went to Ibiza, you could go for like 5 clubs. Yeah. Now you have to pick your clubs. You think, well.
Can't afford that one.
Can't afford that one.
You know, on the streets down in Ibiza town where people are flocking tickets to I think there was 15 clubs on the list. 70 euros, 100 euros, 90 euros. You were talking like 50 quid, 70 quid, 90 quid to get into a club.
Just to get into
a club.
And then 20 quid.
And then 20 quid. 18. When I went to university, it was 18 quid for a bottle of beer. I think it was 40 euros for a vodka Coke.
£36 a pint.
That's what I mean. Madness.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the DJs you worked with in Camel Fat and.
Well, I played for Camel Fat when they did an event in Ibiza, funny enough. But I've worked with most of the other DJs over the years. I've worked with nearly all of them.
Go on.
In some, I've played with Carl, I played with Danny, I played with Oki, I played with all the old guards.
Yeah.
I've played and been around them at some point during my journey of being involved. But obviously the club side of it was the submission side. I really got concentrated into that world. I got really
honed in.
I was in. Then I got fetish fatigue and I got pulled out. Then I kind of dipped in and dipped out.
Fetish fatigue? What, you just had enough? You think, what I've had? How many years did it take you to get fetish fatigue, do you think?
About 15 years.
Okay, 15 years. Were you like, I'm done with it, or did you see the business model change, or
to the point where it's quite intense because it's very personal. It's almost in that world. It's so super personal for the people. Every individual, it's their really particular little journey, and they want things to be correct, and it has to be correct, and you have to be mindful when you're putting on a space that you put all the correct elements in there.
Yeah.
So, and that takes a bit of work. And so sometimes I was going, I just want to step back. So I just jump out and I go back into the mainstream world.
Yeah, okay.
Get normal.
And then get the itchy bug again and come back in again. Good way of doing it, to be fair. Yeah, so when you, as a business model submission, was it earning a good pound note for you?
It was doing really well.
It was it? Was it a weekly or monthly?
It was monthly. Okay. So we had one big one on a month, and then we had the cafe ensemble thing in between that.
And what was the difference?
Was that the size? One was much smaller.
Okay.
Much more condensed, much more, let's say, playful.
Okay. Give me an example.
Well, we had a great place in King's Cross, which is loads of different booths, and we'd put paper over the window. So you go, and there's like 10 different booths, and you could get like 8 or 9 people in a booth, and basically everything was to go on in those booths, really. Yeah.
When you're working, have you ever dipped in and go, fuck it, I'm not working, I'll pretend I'm not working, I'll get involved?
No, I'll just dip in now and again.
Is it?
Yeah. I've been funny dipping in. I end up having a TV series on Sky. It's called Kinky World Rubber On. So
what? Hold on a minute. It was called Kinky World Rubber On.
Kinky World Rubber On. Yeah, it was on Sky for about 5 years.
Okay.
And that was really in trouble. All I had to do was get girls to come around my flat and film them and put it up on the on Sky TV.
Give me an example. You'd pay girls to come around, or they would just come around.
No, I pay girls to go around and make
what?
Play, have fun
with each other, and it'd be filmed.
Yeah, and then I had to edit it to make sure, because in those days it was so strict, and we'd have 2 versions. One version was like a fucking soft side, and one was like
the mad side.
Yeah, but one time we put the mad side on by accident. We got fined £30,000.
Oh, you're joking?
Yeah.
Ofcom or something?
Ofcom, yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Terrible.
Oh God.
Terrible.
So how did that come about then?
Well,
where did the name come about? Where did the name come about? Obviously, you got Rubber Ron in there.
Yeah.
The first part of it.
The Kinky World, because I'd obviously built up this reputation of putting on all these parties, and there was a friend of mine that was working for a production company that's making these films. He goes, "Oh, Ron, well, if you've got content, we'll take it off you." I thought, I was making kind of content for fun anyway, and I thought, oh, right. And I said to the girls, "Do you want to be involved?" And I put it out. Then after that, I decided to open up a porn company.
Did you? I'll open up a full-on porn company.
Yeah, it's called Precious.
What year we're talking here?
That's 2005.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you flip into that? Is that when it was
because
peaking,
we expanded from doing this Kinky World Rubber On, and then the guys I was working with was a Danish guy. He said, "Why don't we start making some movies?" And I went, right. So we started a production company, started making movies. I used to make the fake spunk up and everything. It was hilarious. With a turkey base. Your boys pulling wood, and then you're at the side. It's the money shot.
So all of this one was all fun.
Yeah, it was.
Everything
fun.
You've done, it just seems like it's fun.
I've never done anything that wasn't.
No.
And
then, so when in 2005, was that when DVDs or VHS?
Yeah, well, that was the transformation.
That was the transformation from VHS to DVD.
To DVD, and that transformation, also the industry in the UK got hit by the likes of Pornhub and all these other companies that decimated, because what they cleverly did, they got the ability for you to take your films and put it up onto their platforms.
Yes.
And don't have to pay for it. So all the small independent companies in the UK
got killed off. So there must have been a good period where you were earning good money then.
Yeah, I mean,
because if you go, how much are you talking for DVD and stuff? What was the business model for you?
Well, we created the content, and then we'd license the content out to other independent companies. That's what we were doing.
Okay. Yeah. And they would pay you.
And then they'd pay us a fee on how many volumes that were sold.
Okay.
Right. And globally and around, yeah.
So you'd get all the DVDs knocked up for you?
Yeah, we knocked them out, and then they'd
send them, and they'd give you a cut of everything they sold. How do you know what they were?
Well,
how much
this is a bit. I mean, it wasn't exactly precise, let's just say. And unfortunately, at the moment we were getting into that's when the porn hubs and these other blew up. And then at that point we went, you know what, we can't compete with this.
Okay.
Along with a lot of other companies at that point, we all decided to say, you know, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
So we stuck back. But we had great fun in making it.
I bet you did.
Oh dear, it was hilarious.
Did you ever come a star in it?
Only once.
Did you put it out?
No, I was really mad. I went to do a shoot in Prague, funny enough. That was fucking mad. So I went there as an art director, and we were filming in one of the mafia guys' houses in Prague. And he had this amazing villa it's all white marble and kidney-shaped swimming pool, white grand piano, and all this madness going on. And, you know, water beds, mirrored. I mean, the whole lot. And they gave us. We had our own personal bodyguard, and the guy was walking around. But this guy was a bit weird because he had a whole fucking Nazi regalia. I'm like, black man. Write a note, mummy. If you don't see
me, I love you.
So he gave us our own personal bodyguard who was walking around with a Luger gun strapped to his side. Like, I'm like, this is fucking surreal, dread. And. But I went as an art director, and we got involved. It just was one of them scenes where it was that funny. I just thought I'll fling out the wood and
see what happens.
See where it takes me. So yeah, it was eventful. But God, I can't remember who did that. Yeah.
Were you nervous when you put that one out?
No.
Oh, I don't care. See what happens.
No, I've never been nervous about anything like that.
No.
I've been blessed that my parents, I told them right from an early age. When I started the submission, I said, right, I told my mum and dad are really straight laced.
Okay.
Dad's gone now, but mum.
From where originally?
They're from Jamaica.
Okay.
So I said to them, look, you might hear some things about me, but you brought me up to a certain way, and you know that whoever comes to my things, it's consensual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, that's it. And that was the end of it. And we never spoke again. But there were times where I'd go to a family reunion, and we got done Kilroy Silk, remember him?
Mm.
He did a big interview with me and my ex on a TV show. And
Kilroy.
I remember saying I like my girlfriend in red high heels, and my aunt come up to me, my girlfriend had her heels on. I completely forgot. She goes, I see she's got the heels on there. I thought, oh yeah, she's seen it then. So it's fascinating being like a black guy, being in that world is very different, very, very different. Yeah. So, because I just thought, I'm going to knock down the barriers, knock down the cliches and just say, right, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm quite content. And obviously when we had the band was very political.
Okay.
And we used to have, do gigs, and we'd have to jump into the audience and have a little, let them know that we're not a bunch of pussies.
Well, okay.
Oh, yeah, we had to do that.
Give me an example of that.
And we went to Scarborough, and we had loads of skinheads in the front.
And the name of the band was Black Britain. Black Britain, okay.
Yeah. So we had tracks like Ain't No Rockin' the Police. We very much are influenced by Malcolm X, and we were going to do some stuff with Public Enemy, with Hank Shockley. So even though I had one foot in that, I've had foots in different realms, but I've been, I'm quite an advocate and all those things. I'm very aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm a true centralist, though, because I see us that we're all being manipulated one way or another. Yeah. Really, I think it's just that they want to build up the fear. Yeah. Fear is the thing that drives everyone into fucking chaos.
Yeah.
So, and as long as they've got you in fear, they've got control.
Yeah,
that's it. So,
but they ain't.
Well, if you're in the middle, they hate it. They can't stand it when you and you're not tricked.
Are you full on in the middle?
100%. I won't fucking deviate off the middle at all.
Yeah.
I was more to the left at one time, as you could be from that world.
Why?
Because the left seemed to be more considerate, and the left seemed to cater more for people's that considered the working class. I'm a working class guy, so for me, I kind of understood it.
Yeah.
But now it's so mixed up. There's people in all these different political parties that are all over the place. People that weren't friends in this one are over there, they're all there, and then people now getting triggered because the instantation, the ease of which you got access to information now,
and instant gratification,
and the old 2 seconds span that you can watch someone on your phone.
Yeah.
So that's what we of a certain age have got a beauty of knowing a time when there was no phone, when there wasn't anything, where it was just communicating with each other. And then if you said to your mate, see you outside the 7 o'clock outside the ABC.
Yeah. You don't know what he's wearing, what he's going to come as. You're just looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. So
Wouldn't it be lovely to get that back?
I don't think it'll ever come back.
I don't think it will.
No, I was at the gig at the gig on Sunday playing with quite a few of that Paul Weller, and there's loads and loads of musicians and artists. And I looked in that crowd, and they're all still holding it up. They're all still wearing and dressed up. Yeah. They're 40 years on, but they're still holding their style. And I just thought, is there going to be a generation that are going to hold their style in 20 years from there? And will they still have that camaraderie? Will they still say hello to each other, know each other after 10, 25 years? I don't know.
I can't see it.
It's really...
Because everyone's heads in their phones.
Yeah, heads in the phones. There's a friend of mine who's been working in the youth sector for like 30, 40 years. He goes, Ron, you do understand what's happening? I go, no, because they're the Borg. These young kids are the Borg.
They're the what? Borg?
You know, Star Trek, where everyone's assimilated to the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
And they all move together, act together, think together.
But like you just said, there's no youth centres anymore. Everything's getting closed down. So where are the kids going? What are they doing?
I don't know. I mean, I think
madness.
I think that's one thing that should be brought back into society.
Agree.
100%.
Go back there. I want to go back to where you were a minute ago when you jumped into the crowd, have a tear up. Because I know you're. Listen, you're a lovely human being. You're jumping into everything. You do everything for a laugh. But if someone pushes you too far, you can go the other way.
Oh yeah.
Give me an example of you flipping on that
flip
occasion.
There because they basically I was the lead vocalist and I had a girl singer, and these skinhead guys were like having a go at her, calling her names and everything, and I just said, "You think we're a bunch of whatever?" Yeah. And I said, "Right, come on," and we just jumped off into into the crowd. Yeah, we can hold our own if we have to. Well, I tend not to be like that, but I'd rather talk my way up anything than get into that, because it's just the moment of madness could end you in a position where you think, what the fuck?
Why'd I do that?
Even
a month later down the line, or 3 months, or even a year, or these days on the internet.
You've got to defend your honour. You've got to defend yourself.
Out of respect.
And also defend yourself to the point where sometimes it's best to back off, because live to fight another day than just, like, years ago I wouldn't have just jumped in there, but now I'm like, you know.
Tell me about P. Diddy.
Well, I only DJ. I DJ'd for him. I DJ'd for Madonna. I DJ'd for what's the one? What's his name? What's that guy's name? He was in Pirates of
Prince.
No, I DJ'd for Prince twice.
Have you DJ'd? Yeah. Where were you DJing for Prince?
I DJ'd for Prince at Camden Palace.
Yeah.
And I DJ'd for Prince at a private studio in Olaf Street in Notting Hill.
Okay.
That was funny. It was me. My good thing there was I was in the toilets with George Clinton having a spliff, because
George
Clinton.
Did you?
And George goes, you know that the man doesn't like this kind of thing. And we're in him like, let's not go out there.
Quality.
Yeah. So it was in parts of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, yeah.
For him as well, yeah. Yeah, for Madonna, Prince, quite a few of those.
Yeah.
Because I do, I think a lot of people invite me to, because I've got a level of discretion, even though I'm saying it all out here now. But on my watch within the clubs, I never let out anyone's names who's actually...
Just keep stirring on everything.
Yeah, everything. So I always used to say, if the news as well, when we did one article, it was quite a pleasant article in there, but other than that, they've never come for me, because they know, I'd rather go inside than grass like people that come to my events. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So it's for me, that's really... But people's security is to be honoured, because they're coming into a space where they can be totally free, non-judgmental, being in that space, do what they want within the realms. Yeah.
How did you get the gig for something like Prince? And what was it like playing with Prince?
Really weird. I got the first gig was a friend of mine who was DJ. It was a DJ. his girlfriend was going out with the manager of Prince, and somehow he said, "Oh, Prince did." I said, "Do you think we could get a gig?" And he went, "You know what? Let's ask." And that was it. And the next thing we were playing there, and then and because we played that gig, we got asked to do the second gig. Then I was in the studios with Prince because our band was in this Townhouse Studios, which is in Uxbridge Road. Prince was there in Tears for Fears, and when we were in the green room watching MTV with Prince, the small person.
Yeah,
and I was just going, "This is fucking mad." Anyway, the maddest thing was they had all these top musicians there. And they were just always in the green room. And I said, "This keyboard," I thought his name, one of the best keyboard players in America. And he goes, "That motherfucker's brought me all the way from." He goes, "I haven't done a thing. I've been here 2 weeks." I goes, "What? He goes, "All that fucker does is when he's done his piece on the keyboards, he gets me in the studio and goes, 'What do you think?'" That's it. And he had all he did was had referenced the best musicians, drums, the whole thing. Yeah. All he had them there was for reference, nothing else. They didn't play a note on any of his tracks. He was there when he was doing the Black album, which was so, yeah, he was a genius.
Was there any musicians you're massively in awe of?
He was one of them.
He was, okay.
Oh, well, he played 18 instruments.
18 instruments?
Yeah. So for the first time, I knew about Prince was we was going to Lacy Lady, and the DJ there was Tom Holland, and he stopped the music and he put on his track, he goes, "This young man, he's 18 years of age, he's playing every single instrument on this track," and he put it on it. So "I Want to Be Your Lover." I don't know if you don't remember that track. "Be your lover." Yeah. So I was in awe of him.
What was his name?
The DJ was Tom Holland.
No, who was the one who played 18 instruments?
Prince.
Prince played 18 instruments. Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, it's either 18 or 14 instruments. Yeah. And I mean,
properly
played, yeah.
When did Prince pass? Do you know?
That's about 4 or 5 years ago.
Is it? Ollie, do you mind taking a look, see when Prince passed away? I'm intrigued. Let's go back to Ibiza. Do you know Vaughan on the island?
Of course.
Yeah, we had Vaughan. I went and did a 10-part series out in Ibiza, and Vaughan.
I saw Vaughan.
Have you
I've seen that, yeah.
You watched it, I heard?
Yeah. It's 100% correct.
Yeah.
I can't. And in fact, what's the saddest thing is that all what I call the veterans, which I feel I'm one of them, there's no respect for those people on that island there at all. The whole, hello mate, it's gone.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And he's correct what he says.
So when you watched it, you're like, yeah, you're bang on. Because a lot of people go, and he seems bitter. But actually, when he was talking to him, I was like, mate, you sound like...
No, he's being factual.
He's been honest and factual.
He's been very factual. He's not being bitter at all. I mean, he's done everything on that island.
Yeah.
Obviously, we worked with Manumission. It's funny because when Manumission first started, we took submission.
With Mike and Claire.
Claire, yeah. So when... The year they started was the year that Mr. Paul Dennis, hello mate, he took us to Ibiza and we did submission there. And we did a sex show on the stage.
On Manumission?
No, before Manumission.
Before, okay.
And we did a show and we got it orchestrated by Brasilia, who was the guy that did La Troya. He was the guy that created La Troya, and he was a real flamboyant guy, and he was the main kind of art director at Coup.
Okay.
And so we put this massive show on together, and then afterwards, I think Mike and Andy actually saw the show, because before that, I think
Andy, Mike's brother.
Yeah.
And her name?
Andy McCain. Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah. So I met after we did the show. I think we met at St. Trincha, and we sat down, and they were going, "Why don't we do submission and Manumission?" I was going, "Who the fuck's Manumission?" I declined, and then they went to New York, came back with all the girls, all the sex workers, and the rest is history.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just explain to people who have not heard of Manumission what it was on stage.
Wow. Where do you start? I think, let's say it was very expressive. Mike and his partner, they used to literally have sex on stage in front of like 9,000 people. That was the highlight.
On a Monday.
On a Monday, yeah. That was the bit, them two shagging in front of everyone. But it was, if you look at the whole script of what they did, each show was like a small theatrical experience. Yes. It was very, worked out.
Yeah.
Very.
It wasn't seedy or anything.
No,
it was like 18 to 30-year-old kids packed out the place.
out,
With this couple on stage. Yeah.
Yeah. And very, very clever what they did. The artwork was amazing. The people on board was amazing. The whole thing. And of course, then they got the motel. I don't know if you ever went to the motel.
No, I didn't.
Jesus Christ, that was fun.
I've heard.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
It's called the Manumission Motel.
Right, okay, yeah.
It used to be a whorehouse before that. Funny that. Apple falling from the tree and all that.
Where is that? Because they now own Pikes, don't they?
Well, Andy owns Pikes.
Yeah. With his wife?
Yeah, no. With his partner, no.
Okay.
No, I'm funny enough. I just saw Dawn. Funny.
Yeah, Dawn.
Yeah,
Dawn Hindle. She's lovely.
Yeah, she's great. I just saw her last Sunday.
Yeah, she got us put me on the list at Pikes on Saturday. Just
right.
I tell you, Pikes was amazing.
You enjoyed it?
I really like it in there.
It's the Inglese. It's like the cool Inglese.
It's the cool
Inglese.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
nice vibes. Good.
I think it's over
27s.
27s, yeah.
Yeah, and on the front it's got no cameras, a list of things. It goes no cameras, no, at the bottom, no cans.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, my good friend, we go there for Halloween every year, which is...
Oh, that's making me mad. The October one.
Yeah, it's good.
Is that just at the end of the season, like mid-October?
Just at the end of the season.
Yeah, okay.
It's going in October, like 28th of October.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Halloween, yeah.
And what's that? Everyone left on the island kind of goes there?
Flying in.
People flying in.
Fly back. I mean, before, a really good friend of mine who still owns Van Buddha, he used to do the really crazy...
Yeah.
parties back in the day in Van Buddha, but I think the authorities stopped him from doing parties there. So
yeah, I think they clamped down. The authorities are really clamping down, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
They're ruining
absolutely everything.
Yeah,
I've never known such an authoritarian place as what Ibiza's turned into. Yeah. From the Guardia Civil to the
council,
everything before was Manana, and now it's no longer Manana. It's gone.
That's why I think Vaughan's so. Like when I chat with him, he's so passionate about the island. He's like, "Where has the love gone? Where's the nice vibe gone?"
There is, but that where is the love gone globally? It's not just it's the island. It's just a representation of what's going on around the world, right? Yeah. And before there was this space on that island where people, if you look at the history of Ibiza, it's always been a party place. Even the Romans used it as a party place. It's always been a history of being a very liberal, open-minded space. To the point of fact, when Franco was in power, he left Ibiza alone.
Yeah.
So that Ibiza grew with all these eccentrics, writers, songwriters, poets, artists. Everyone came there after the war in the 50s and 60s, and it was just this sleepy weird where all the freaks went. And obviously it's all the disenfranchised rich freaks that didn't want to go to Saint-Tropez. They got thrown out of their families for being party freaks. They just went to Ibiza and you didn't even know they were wealthy. I mean, when I used to go in the early days, you'd end up going to a villa party. You thought the guy was a fucking groundsman. It was his house. Yeah. You did never dream it. There was nothing look at me. It was like, enjoy my hospitality and have a good time. Yeah. So that's what's missing. That's missing the levels where people have got that amount of money, but they're giving the love back to people because they just want to see people have a nice time. Yeah. I don't know where it's going now because there's a new generation of people on there that's all about the wealth
and the show.
Yeah. Look at me, and they haven't got a clue about the music at all. Yeah. They're just going because it's popular, popular underground, but it's not. They, very few of them even got any of their music. Yeah.
I tell you, I went last week. It was about 5 to 8.
Yeah, that's good.
Like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I also like Cova Centre.
Beautiful.
Love Cova Centre.
Have you been in the
club down below? Yeah.
No, you've been into the caves
at Cova Centre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The caves.
No. So what's that? So we were there, Cova Centre, a few years back. Clockwork Orange party, all raised up, wicked vibe. It felt like the closest thing to space back in the game. And then I think it closed at 11, and then they open up a big club there. Is there a caves underneath that?
Underneath that,
is there?
There's Pirates Caves. It is phenomenal.
Did not know that.
I'll show you on my phone.
Mate, I'd love to see.
Phenomenal.
So would they open it up for the public?
It's kind of. It's one of those things. If you know it's there and the gate's open, you can walk down.
Sit down and have a look.
Yeah, and have a look. Oh, they used to use your storage for wines and everything, but it's phenomenal down there.
Right.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, you can imagine there's some kind of weird religious cult going on there.
Yeah, no one would know.
Someone being sacrificed.
Our very good friend Tony Truman.
Brother Tony.
Yeah. He's a good He's done so well.
He's done exceptionally well.
Exceptionally well. The owner of O Beach, everything that he's built all around the island with his partners. And, do you know what I love about him? He gets everyone involved. Yeah, he's not like, this is all mine.
No. As I say, Tony's spreading the love.
Spreading love.
Yeah, and you spread that love, it'll come back to you.
100%.
And he's done that beautifully. And I admire what he's done there. Really has.
From an idea of a massive car park, I think he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
Where he hadn't really taken off like for a pound note wise. All of a sudden he's got this now for the last, I think, 14, 15 years. Clearing up. Fantastic. Yeah. And it's a day party where it starts at midday and finishes at midnight. Or 11 or can flip on a little bit longer. And what I love about it, it's all about the experience, all about that wonderful, so much going on. It's not about the headline DJ.
No, not at all. What he's cleverly done, he's got the essence of dropping theatre into the space, because when he has all those aerialist stuff going on, and I'll never forget seeing the girl on the bamboo thing going
flipping back and forth.
I kept thinking, "Fuck, she's dead."
Hold on tight.
Yeah,
he's done really well.
Yeah, really.
And also interesting, he's taking the O Beach brand now to Dubai.
I went to Dubai.
Did you go out?
I visited. It wasn't open when I went there, but I saw Tony out in Dubai and went into the club and had a look. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting him. He's been on. He's coming back on. So I want to talk about. We can all talk about all the lovely things in life. Oh yeah, we smashed this, we smashed it. Actually, chatting on the phone, he was like, "Mate, you don't realise what I've been through to get this Dubai thing to where it is today."
Right.
I'm really intrigued to hear that journey he's been on.
Oh God, yeah.
It's not going to be easy to go.
No, it's not easy at all. I've got quite a few friends that live out there. It's just not my space. I can't deal with it out there. In terms of what I believe in my philosophy, especially being kind of coming from that alternative lifestyle genre, I know you couldn't be out there and do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's legal what we do, everything in the UK, but you're not going to go to prison.
It'd be frowned upon, mate.
No, it's frowned upon, but you're not going to go to prison. Whereas if you do get up to what people do in the UK with that.
Over there, you'd be banged up.
Yeah, and that's the same thing again. If you're super rich, you can get away with it.
Yeah.
But if you're the average guy, listen, you're away. Look at that poor kid and that girl.
Yeah.
It's when they want to come down. He got, I don't know,
5?
Yeah. No, he had sex with a girl and she was underage, and then the mum come back and grassed him up.
Yeah.
She made sure that her daughter was out the country, and then she grassed him up, and he was still on holiday, and then he got nicked, and he's now, I think, got banged up for a year or something.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
In that heat. In Dubai.
Dubai, yeah.
Not knowing when you're going to be letting a sod that, mate.
No.
You heard I mean, there's all sorts of stuff over there. Could you live on the island, live in Dubai?
No.
No, not gonna.
No.
A week's enough, mate.
No. A day's enough for me.
Yeah,
I don't like it there.
Yeah.
But I've got friends that have been living there for years and years and years. It's just not me.
Yeah. I've got a lot of friends moving to Dubai. I've moved to Dubai. I've got friends going to South Africa or Cape Town or Portugal. I'm sticking here.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking here.
I'm sticking here.
Dubai.
And keeping people like, Dodge, move your businesses, move your wee business out to her because you don't pay tax.
Why?
But I don't want to be 90 days there and 90 days. I like England.
Yeah.
I like England as long as you can fly here and everywhere where you want to get back to your homeland.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
What was your 60th party like with Truman?
Fucking hell. Well, that was, let's just say, I've got a very colourful group of female friends, and I've got one lot that have got enhanced, and I've got another lot that weren't enhanced. And we had 2 beds, one with an enhanced bed and one with that. And then we had... we just had lots of mad things going on. Tony's mum thought that someone was not well, and she had her head in my lap, and I was eating my meal, and Tony's mum said, "Oh my God, it's that girl." And no. Yeah, we've had some laughs. Yeah, we'd had some laughs there.
Truman's mum's played a big part in him, and you know what I love about him? He's always showed his mum off. Proud of his mum, and that to me, mate, is beautiful.
Yeah,
because we are our parents.
We are.
And whether I'm blessed to have wicked parents who are clued out and lovely and kind. But you are your parents, and for him to promote his mum, saying I wouldn't be here where I am today without a beautiful mum, giving me the gift of being kind and being nice and humble and all the stuff that goes with it. It's lovely.
100%. Yeah, she's a great woman.
What's your world these days, Ron?
These days I've gone, interesting actually. I've created this protocol called the hyperbiography. And what I'm trying to do is recreate This Is Your Life, but as an entity where all the elements are combined, and we take people on a journey, and we take someone's individual life, and we walk them through stages through the decades. So it's like being on like a train, basically, train carriage, and each carriage represents
the next decade,
and you walk through, and each one is totally authentic of what's going on. So that when you go
in that person's life, in that moment, so like for you, I'd go right 70s,
then I'd do
80s, 90s, noughties, 10s, 20s, and what's going on.
So the whole fashion thing, what was going on, the music you loved, the music you hated, and then that
quality,
the quality, and so it's very personalised, boutique experience of people. So that's what I'm working on at the moment.
And how would you express that? How are you doing it on a podcast?
No, it's going to be a physical thing. Well, there's actually going to be a space. It's an actual space that you walk through.
So you'll walk. So I'm trying to visualise.
You come through and you take It's You, for instance.
Okay. And you go 80s.
And you do say 80s, and you say, right, up would be the TV stuff or what we were watching.
Yeah.
Some of the going around giving you 80s. What did you have when you was at school?
You had my West Ham kit on, and you had this on, and
a whole personal journey. What smells?
Wonderful.
What you used to wear? What the girls used to wear? What the boys used to. So at the moment you smell those smells, you know what it's like.
Memory comes straight back, doesn't it?
Come back to you, yeah.
Man, that's magical.
Yeah. And
how are you physically doing that? Are you creating a space for people to enter?
It's a space for people physically to enter. But the big thing that I'm involved with is a company that that did the Tupac and Snoop Dogg holograph shit. I'm working with them because what I want on the end of the journey that you get to have a conversation in real time using AI
with
the audience.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say much more.
Mate, I like the sound of it.
No, it's quite radical. Because my dream is to create a situation where students and young people are taught about education in a way which that can relate to them because of the Instagram reel scenario and TikTok scenario. People's attention spans are so limited. The only way that I think we're going to engage with younger people,
slow them down through the emotions,
but also give them what they're normally used to, but expanding those emotions, because if you can feel it, touch it, so all your five senses are really engaged. So when you come into the space, you're like,
I love this.
Wow, this is different. And so each room has a real strong energy.
And how do you monetize it? Is this a business?
Oh, no, this is a business.
Pure business. So how would you monetize something like that? People would pay, and it's a day thing.
It's day. There's like 3 different levels. There's a day which is for schools and school kids. So you can change the exhibition to accommodate them, and in the evening it goes something else, and then in the later evening it can be an adult.
Do you know what? I don't know about you, but I certainly know you'd get this. You know, sometimes you are somewhere and something will just trigger you, and you go, "Oh mate, I remember that smell back in 1985. I was in a sports shop, and that's what the trainers smelt like." Or do you know what? I'm constantly getting these flashbacks of stuff.
Yeah, well, we're lucky that we've had that ability to have those amazing sensations, things that happened in our lives pre the digital world.
Yeah.
So if you take kids back to see what it was like in the 80s, pre the digital world, and say this is, especially in Ibiza. I mean, when you think about villa parties, that there was no WhatsApp, there wasn't anything. It was like,
I'll see you there.
Go past the rock, turn left,
and you'd get lost.
And you'd turn down the window, listen. Arc and Air Base over there. Yeah. So that was all part of the mystery and the journey. And the same in clubbing in the
or even leaving a villa party. How am I going to get up?
Yeah, well, that was a classic, wasn't it?
You know what? I'll walk and flag a cab. There's no cabs, there's nothing. You'll be there till 3 in the afternoon.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Ron, I've loved this, mate.
Well, it's been interesting. I've enjoyed spilling the beans to an extent.
Yeah.
Still some things I haven't said, but
yeah. You've certainly lived an eventful life, and I know we could go on for a lot longer. A lot longer.
Yeah.
Ron, are you happy?
100%.
Yeah, I can tell.
I love it.
I can tell.
I breathe when I wake up in the morning. I'm like, fuck, I'm alive. I do. I go, wow. And health is your only wealth.
Yeah, I agree.
I've got mates who've got millions, and they're just so many people with so much money, so unhappy. It's just like, why have you got? Everyone thrives to have this money,
the house, the cars, the this, the this. It's all bullshit. Man.
Enjoy the moment, man. Enjoy the moment. You know, everyone's got these first world problems.
Yeah.
You know, I say for most people, it isn't really a trauma. It's just inconvenience. When you think about it, a lot of people it's actually their trauma is just the inconvenience. And you just think, mate, you're fine.
Yeah. Just give me nice food on the table, nice bunch of mates, nice missus, nice kid, nice surroundings, nice people.
That's it.
Nice wine. And you're kind of done. I know we've all got to earn a pound up to get through life as well, but yeah.
100%.
Have you ever been married?
Why?
How many times have you been married?
None.
None?
No. Dodge the bullet.
Dodge the bullet.
Like the Matrix.
Yeah. Is there any time when you've massively fell in love and thought, I thought about it?
Yeah, I've fallen in love.
How many times, do you reckon?
Oh, every day, mate.
Every weekend. Every submission party.
Yep.
Quality. Ron, absolutely love this, mate.
You're
a
welcome,
proper
sir.
Gentleman. Nice one for making the effort coming down as well.
You're welcome, mate.
Yeah, mate.
I need to say one thing. Come on, you on.
Come on, you on. Now we're talking. Good man.
All right, sir.
Cheers, Ron.
You're welcome.
Nice one, mate.
Right on.
Take care.
Right on.
Mate, that was quality. Thanks for watching, guys. If you'd like to see someone on the show, leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, do us a favour, show us a bit of love, press the subscribe button, and it allows us to grow the show even bigger and bigger each week. Nice one.